Three former backup dancers are suing the pop superstar, her production company, and her tour's dance instructor, alleging sexual and racial harassment as well as a hostile work environment.
For most, Lizzo is the symbol of body positivity, making so many feel special. But now the multi-Grammy Award winner is being sued for just the opposite. In a new lawsuit, three of Lizzo's former backup dancers accused the singer, her dance captain, and production company of weight shaming, creating a hostile work environment through sexual, religious, and racial harassment, as well as assault
and false imprisonment.
Girls that look like me don't get representation. Time to pull up my sleeves and find them myself.
Lizzo recruited Crystal Williams and Ariana Davis from her 2022 Amazon Prime show, Watch Out for the Big Girls, and Noel Rodriguez appeared in the music video for Juice. And Davis were then fired in the spring of 2023, and Rodriguez resigned shortly after. Davis alleges Lizzo pressured her into touching a nude performer at a sex show in Amsterdam.
She started to chant after I had said no multiple times. Ari, Ari. And then everyone kind of joined in, Ari. I briefly touched the performer and withdrew my hands, and everyone kind of burst into laughter because me of all people, they thought it was funny that I was touching this performer.
Could you not have left earlier?
We're here because we want to be good enough for Lizzo.
We then discussed a claim that Lizzo physically threatened Noel after saying she wanted to resign.
I just said, I feel unsafe, I feel disrespected, there's a bunch of mistreatment and just unprofessionalism going on. She basically started to ball up her fists and crack her knuckles, and she was like, ooh, you're so effing lucky right now, but she's like inching her way towards me, alluding to, you're so lucky I'm not going to hit you. Her best friend, who's also one of our dance members, she jumped out of the couch and she was like, had to go and physically pull her back from hitting me.
The dancers were, quote, exposed to an overtly sexual atmosphere that permeated their workplace, which included outings where nudity and sexuality were a focal point. The suit also alleges, among other things, that Lizzo called out one of the plaintiffs for her weight gain after accusing the dancer of not being committed to her role.
I'm not going to be able to please everybody with my outward appearance. Someone's always going to have a critique. Someone's always going to have some negativity to say about me. So all that matters is what I think about it.
Alexa, turn. Hold up. I think it's too soon. Alexa, stop the music. Woo! I think it's too soon. Not you. Not that one. Not you. Why are you listening to me? Woo! Well then, I think it's a little too soon to be bumping Lizzo for the first time now, is it? What up, everybody? I am the Mademoiselle, and this is my channel. Yes, I know I've been slacking on the uploads, but I have good reason. Essentially, okay, I was out here teaching the kids that y'all be out here exposed on the internet for being bad or whatever. Yeah, I was in Harlem doing a summer program, but I'm back now. I had to recoup, had to regroup, but we back with the consistent videos or whatever. Follow me on Instagram. I posted all about it on there. Love my babies. I miss them so very much. I hope they don't find my YouTube channel because they've been searching for it, and I keep telling them my channel is not for kids. Alright, my channel is not for kids, but I love them so very much. Yes, I'm actually a dance teacher. I work with kids a lot outside of here, so that's what I was doing. But don't worry, you guys have my full attention now. And as you guys can tell by the title of this video, we're going to be talking about how Lizzo is being sued for being a big fat liar and hypocrite. Now, I don't really mean big fat liar, but big fat liar, like figuratively. Honestly, I don't want to live in a politically correct America, because at this point, I know there's people typing down below like, how dare you call her fat? I mean, listen, she's a body positive, sex positive woman, okay? I think she's okay with being called fat, but I didn't mean it that way. Like, I meant big fat liar, because as you guys have seen in the news, on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube, and everywhere else, she is being accused of being a total complete bigot. And I cannot wait to get into the complete lawsuit for myself, because the complete lack of context and lies and lack of common sense with a lot of people reporting on this is getting on my goddamn nerves. So I was like, you know what? We're gonna put our journalist hat on. We're gonna read the lawsuit together. We're gonna get into a lot of the details, and I really want to hear your thoughts and opinions. Now, of course, I already know a lot of you guys know the details of this case already, and a lot of you guys did your own personal research because you're my subscribers, and we're not stupid. We don't just take our news from TikTok, right? So for those of you guys who are well aware of what's going on, comment down your thoughts and your opinions down below. Seriously, for those of you guys who have your hands free, who are just literally listening and you're cleaning, and you have the opportunity to pick up your phone and write your 2 cents, do it right now. Those of you guys who are driving, keep your eyes on the road. But while you do that, let's give a huge shout out and huge thanks to today's sponsor, Dossier. Now, I've been working with Dossier for quite some time now. I actually just gave them a beautiful shout out in my last video, and last time we were talking about their perfumes, but today we're going to be talking about their candles and their room diffusers. Now, let me just tell you right now, I absolutely love a good smelling house, a good smelling room, and I was absolutely stoked to find out that Dossier now sells candles. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Dossier now has candles that smell like their wonderful perfumes, okay? So Dossier is a company that makes designer scents for a fraction of the price, okay? Now, a lot of y'all were shocked to find out that I was a perfume girly, which is crazy. Like, y'all think I just be walking around smelling stank? Y'all think I just be walking around wearing like cheap shit? Like, yes, I like my Bath and Body Works, but honestly, I don't really think, no, Bath and Body Works is cheap too. But imagine getting like Versace scents, okay? I'm talking about like Burberry scents for literally 30, 40, max $50. Yes, that's what Dossier can get you. Here is what my scents look like. I have a lot, all right? I wasn't joking. I wasn't playing. I am a perfume girly, all right? Like, I love me some scents. So Dossier is heaven scent. And I love the fact that now they have candles and they have scents for your room that are there to match. These are my favorites, okay? They also have room diffusers. This is the honeysuckle. Bro, I'm kind of sad that it's running out. Dossier, take a hint. Send me more. Thank you very much. This is my favorite. The honeysuckle is phenomenal. I feel like some people might think it's a little strong, but for me, I love a strong scent. I'm one of those girls that love strong scents. Like, I love powerful scents. I don't really like citrusy scents, and I don't really like scents that are very overpowering. And I'm shocked that I actually like this because I'm actually allergic to oranges, but this does have an orange scent to it, but I don't really smell it that much. I don't know. Maybe my nose is broken. A lot of people be telling me like certain things have things in it that I don't think it has, but this right here is a truth. Like, I absolutely love that scent. So to be honest with you, if you guys are looking for different room diffusers, candles, and most importantly, new perfumes to add to your collection, or colognes, men, okay, they have colognes too, unisex scents, anything like that, or just a gift to give to your loved one, Dossier is where it's at. Make sure you head down to the link in my description and or description box for your order today, okay? Please support this channel. Make sure you guys go get something nice for yourselves or for your loved one. Now let's get straight into. So let me just start off by saying I'm not a fan of Lizzo. I do not love her and I do not hate her. As a matter of fact, for real, that song Rumors, I actually really like it, and it was literally the first time I actually sat there and listened to the song. Kid y'all not. Swear to God. Cross my heart and hope to die. I literally do not listen to Lizzo. I never really cared for her. Like, I swear to God, one day I saw a tweet that was like, black people don't listen to Lizzo. And listen, if you're a black person and you're offended by that, I apologize. But I swear to you, like, I don't know any black person that really listens to Lizzo except for my kids once in a blue moon. And even at that, the kids I teach don't really listen to Lizzo. They just happen to know who she is. And I just happen to know who she is because she's always in some mess and she's always crying on the internet because people are making fun of her.
Sometimes I feel like the world just don't love me back. I feel so down. I worked so hard.
She says she's being fat shamed and the target of racist comments on social media after the debut of her new video, Rumors.
All the rumors are true.
It's a collaboration with a pregnant Cardi B. She's now addressing the comments head on.
It's fatphobic, and it's racist, and it's hurtful.
Ironically, lyrics in the song deal with body shaming. Wearing a wig cap, she shares her pain.
It's like it doesn't matter how much positive energy you put into the world, you're still gonna have people who have something mean to say about you.
Lizzo couldn't hide her sadness.
I worked so hard.
However, I will say that I genuinely do respect her mission and what she stands for. But now that I'm starting to probably believe that what she stands for is possibly an all right lie, and she's probably a bigot, it's kind of no. It's a problem. It's a problem because it's like, oh my god. Wow. What I kind of liked you for in passing is not what you are. Well, it's kind of an issue, right? So let's get into it. For those of you guys, for whatever reason, who don't know who Lizzo is, don't worry, I got y'all with a quick little preface. I ain't gonna go too deep into it. However, you know, Google is a friend, all right? So first things first. Lizzo is an American pop star, most notably known for her hits like About Damn Time, Good as Hell, Truth Hurts, and of course my new favorite song now, Rumors. Most of you guys have probably seen her playing the flute, dancing with heavier set women on stage, dancing with colorful costumes, and of course with her empowering lyrics and commercials. I absolutely loved that commercial that she did with like the girl and the "you're special." Yeah, like that's so cute. All right, so she's actually served as a symbol for many women out there to just be yourself, being body positive, and standing up to bigotry. And it's very interesting because now there is a lawsuit that is now popping up with her former dancers alleging that she is completely opposite of everything that she preaches. Now, I'm going to read this directly off of the court document because I feel like a lot of the information that I've been seeing on the internet, from Instagram to Twitter to YouTube, is either leaving things out or just like making things extremely sensationalized when it doesn't really need to be. But directly from the court document that was filed, I know some of these things may have been, please, I understand, I think, quote me if I'm wrong, some things may have been dropped or whatever the case may be, but we're gonna read all 9 of the original complaints and damages, okay? So first, we're gonna go in with the plaintiffs. These are the 3 former dancers who have filed this case against Lizzo, okay? AKA Melissa Jefferson, right? So we have Crystal Williams, Ariana Davis, and Noel Rodriguez. And the complaints and damages are, y'all, let me just drink the water. Drink your tea, drink your snacks, get all of it. And please join my Patreon because the demonetization is gonna be real as hell. But I'm gonna try to work around it, so use your context clues. Hostile work environment, SH. Failure to prevent and or remedy hostile work environment, SH. Religious harassment. Failure to prevent and or remedy religious harassment. Racial harassment. Disability discrimination. Intentional interference with prospective economic advantage. Assault. False imprisonment. Lizzo, what in the hell was you doing to these girls? I understand that this is all alleged, but what the hell do you do to people for them to allege that you did all of this to them? And listen, as somebody that's in the dance industry, from dance to teaching to recreation, that shit is hard. You get yelled at, you be having to do sit-ups when you do something wrong, push-ups, all that, but like disability discrimination, racial harassment, failure, religious harassment? I'm trying, what did you do? Qu'est-ce qu'il y a? Like, it don't make sense. It don't make sense. Like, and then they're demanding for a jury trial. Okay, like, they're like, nah, we don't want no bitch shit. We don't want no just a judge. No, we want a jelly trial. All right. And what's really annoying about this is, you know, of course, we're going to get into what they're alleging happened, right? People saw this. They came out swinging from the gate, making videos, saying this, that, and the third, kind of misconstruing things. But I don't think they're understanding the severity of this. I think everybody just thought, oh, she body shamed her dancers. Lizzo's a big woman. She's a heavier set woman. How dare she body shame her dancer? And it's like, okay, you guys are not understanding the severity of this. And I'm going to get into that towards the end of this video, right? So let's just skip to number 14. Now, of course, I'm going to leave this down below for you guys with the harassment lawsuit, all that. We're going to leave the lawsuit down below. Gotcha. Okay. In or about May 2021, I'm on bullet number 14, by the way. okay, page 6. In or about 2021, May 2021, Miss Rodriguez was hired by Lizzo and BGBT. Initially, she was brought on to perform in Lizzo's Rumors music video, but she remained with Lizzo and BGBT as part of the performance group supporting Lizzo in her live concerts as well. While working on the Rumors music video, Miss Rodriguez was approached with another job opportunity that would have run concurrently to rehearsals for Lizzo's live shows and tour. After rehearsals for Lizzo's live shows were postponed, Miss Rodriguez approached Lizzo's tour manager, Carolina. Listen, I cannot say this lady's last name, and I'm not about to butcher it. So, okay, hereinafter referred to as Carolina, about possibly taking on this one-day opportunity. Carolina responded, "Do you want the job or not?" Implying that if Miss Rodriguez wanted to keep her position as a tour dancer, she could not take any other positions. Do you understand how intimidating and manipulative that is? And a lot of you guys might be thinking it's not that serious, but let me just step into what I was gonna bring up later on. As a dancer, it is very difficult to get a consistent part-time gig, let alone a touring gig, let alone a touring gig with a big ass artist such as Lizzo, let alone as a heavier set woman or a heavier set woman of color. Like, that is like, I'm just telling you right now, it's almost impossible. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's like slim to none. I actually work with a dance instructor right now who's toured with like Beyonce and Ludacris and Busta Rhymes and stuff like that. And he gets those opportunities like once in a while, like, you know, he's just already in there. But what you need to understand is like most dancers never get that opportunity. I personally want to open a dance studio for underprivileged youth. I personally like to work with kids. I fucking hate adults, to be honest with you. I don't have the aspirations to really dance with artists and all of that, but I'm telling you right now, it's very damn difficult to get there. To become a full-time dancer, it's, yeah, I'm not gonna say it's not possible, but it's like one of the hardest things to do next to becoming a full-time artist. Like, it's just very, very difficult. So you're putting so many different things in an impossible category. You have a dancer of color who's heavier set, and then you're already working with a woman who is heavier set herself in a niche where like you already have a lot of people that want to tear her down. Like, it's like, that's a once in a lifetime opportunity. So it's like, you're already putting them in a situation where like they can't fuck up. So it's like, y'all know what the fuck y'all doing. Okay. And I understand all of this is alleged, but looking at these documents, it's like, oh no. I don't know why Carolina not being sued though. But I mean, okay, that's one, maybe that was her only time that she did something, but let's move on. Also during filming, Miss Quigley discovered that Miss Davis was a virgin, and Miss Davis's virginity became a topic of extreme importance to Miss Quigley. In the months to follow, Miss Quigley would routinely bring up Miss Davis's virginity in conversations with Miss Davis. Miss Quigley even mentioned Miss Davis's virginity in interviews she participated in and later posted to social media, broadcasting in intensely personal detail about Miss Davis to the world. Miss Davis never gave Miss Quigley permission to share this private detail about Miss Davis's life. Who does that? Just like, I just don't understand. And again, a lot of y'all may be thinking it's not that serious, but like, would you want the private details of your non-sexapades out there? Like, would you want everybody to know that about you? And I know some people may be like, well, that's a good thing. It doesn't matter. That's not something for everybody to know about you. Okay, now we're on number 18. Last one I read was 17. Now, I skipped the part, but I am going to kind of sum it up. So Miss Davis, okay, does struggle with anxiety, depression, and binge eating, right? And it does show throughout this lawsuit that it was constantly flared, okay, throughout her entire experience working with Lizzo, right? So, bullet number 18. As one of the competitions in WOFTBG, okay, watch out for the big girls, okay, contestants were told that they would be required to participate in a nude photo shoot. What in the America's Next Top Model bullshit is this? For what? While some contestants were not bothered by this, the prospect of a nude photo shoot made other contestants severely uncomfortable. I would not fucking do it. They would have to send me home. I'm just saying. Miss Davis was particularly distressed by this challenge. She was entirely uncomfortable being photographed nude for anyone with access to Amazon Prime to see. I mean, yeah, as this challenge was part of the competition. Since when? I mean, were they told? If they were told ahead of time and then they signed up for it, I mean, yeah, you should never sign up for a competition if you knew that. But Miss Davis believed poor performance or outright refusal would have resulted in Miss Davis Davis being sent home from the show and no longer being considered for a spot on the dance team. While Ms. Davis did not want to be photographed nude, she also dreaded the thought of not earning a spot performing a tour with Lizzo. This dilemma caused Ms. Davis's anxiety to flare, resulting in extreme distress. Ms. Davis broke down in tears on set while struggling to choose between a once-in-a-lifetime career opportunity and putting her body on display against her will. Ultimately, Ms. Davis was allowed to participate in the photo shoot partially clothed in a nude bra and underwear. However, this experience foreshadowed the sexually charged and uncomfortable environment Lizzo's employees would be forced to endure. I need to understand what the hell a dance competition type show has anything to do with nudity. I don't know. It's creepy to me. It's very creepy to me. I don't got time for it. No. I'm sorry. It just sounds very creepy to me. It really does. It really does. So, if you guys ever read the document, like I said, it's going to be linked down below. If you guys read bullets 21 to 22 and 23, you get a lot about Miss Quigley and how she consistently talked about her Christianity, which, to be honest, there's nothing wrong about being Christian. There's nothing wrong about Christianity. However, I talk a lot about this on my Haitian channel because that's where I talk about Haitian voodoo and Christianity and all types of religious stuff, right? And my thing is, do not put your religious beliefs on other people. It's just very annoying. And I don't care what it is that you serve, okay? I don't care if you are a voodoo practitioner. No, I'm not a voodoo practitioner. It just happens to be something I talk about on that channel. No, I don't serve anything, honestly. I'm just a regular spiritual person. But whatever it is that you serve, whatever it is that you follow, whether you're a Christian, a Buddhist, a Judas, whatever, do not put your beliefs on other people. I feel like, especially when it comes to Christians, a lot of you guys think that you're better than other people. A lot of you guys think that if other people are not Christian, then they're going to hell, and that's just not true. Okay, not everyone believes what you believe. Not everyone has to believe what you believe. Just because people have other beliefs doesn't mean that they're going to die and whatever. And even if they are, mind your fucking business. Let them die and burn in hell then. Okay, like, it's just very annoying. All right, and what makes this worse is Miss Quigley, even though she was so Christian and all of this, was out here doing sexual acts. Yes, okay? So if we go to bullet number 22, Miss Quigley's sexual inappropriate behavior did not stop at fall fellatio. Despite her staunch beliefs in opposition to premarital sex, she had no problem sharing her masturbatory habits with the dance cast, often stating things to the effect, "Masturbating is against my religion, but I had a oopsie." Miss Quigley's sexual explicit comments were so persuasive, the entire dance team knew about her sexual fantasy of having 10 penises in her face. I have absolutely no idea what type of Christian this is. And I understand everyone sins, and I understand we're not supposed to judge. I get it. But again, this the shit that I'm talking about. For her to be so infatuated with Miss Davis's virginity, to her shaming girls on the team, okay? Like, listen, y'all. If you guys are not aware, because I know a lot of you guys are aware about this by now, she was literally shaming girls for not being virgins. She was shaming girls for having premarital sex. She was literally out here preaching to people who weren't Christians, making them pray, even though a lot of them did not want to pray because they weren't Christians or they were atheists or they're just spiritual and then have a denomination. For her to be all godly like and then doing this doesn't make sense. I need to understand what type of church you go to. She would also consistently come at Miss Rodriguez because she was a confirmed non-believer. You know, it's just very weird, okay? She would often interrogate a lot of the other dancers about their beliefs and stuff like that. And I just personally don't get why people feel like it's any of their business what other people believe. And I understand as Christians, we are supposed to make sure that, you know, everyone is following God and all that, but like, don't be antagonizing. That just makes people not want to follow the Lord. Okay, I'm just telling you right now, it's very irritating. Now we have the parts that everybody has been discussing regarding her out here taking them out on shows and stuff that they clearly didn't need to be out on. Now let me just say, when you at work, you at work. When you at school, you at school. The people you work with are not your friends. However, in the entertainment industry, it could get a little muddy. The people you dance with can sometimes become your friends and vice versa. But in no way, shape, or form should you ever be felt forced to go somewhere with someone that you work with, especially, right? So bullet 32. On or about February 23rd, 2023, plaintiffs performed with Lizzo at a show in Amsterdam, Netherlands. After the show, Lizzo invited the dancers out with her on the town. These invitations were not unusual and attendance was not mandatory, but it was well known that dance cast members were expected to endear themselves to Lizzo. Do you hear that word? Endear. Okay. Lizzo often mentioned that she had eyes and ears everywhere. Fucking wild. And only wanted good people with good energy around her. By not attending, dancers not only risked being out on being selected for these additional shows and therefore additional income, but also risked being ostracized from the group, putting their continued employment on tour in jeopardy. So again, more manipulation. I just can't. Like, you just have to put yourself in these women's shoes, okay? That is crazy. Like, you don't gotta go, but if you don't go, you're risking your job. This is not the first time I've heard something like this. I'm not even gonna lie. Let's skip down to 33 and 34. This particular, oh no, this is not grammatically correct. This particularly even, oof, who is the paralegal that went and typed this up for the lawyer? Anyways, this particular evening, Lizzo sent out the invite through her close friend and member of the dance cast, Chanta? Chanta. It's actually a really nice name. Miss Davis and Miss Rodriguez were out at dinner celebrating the dinner of one of their supporting vocal performers on tour when they received the invitation. Chanta hurried the dancers, including plaintiffs, to accept or decline. Feeling their absences would be noticed and or taken personally by their employer, plaintiffs accepted the invitation before learning what Lizzo had in store for them. As it turns out, Lizzo had planned a night out in Amsterdam's notorious red light district, known for its abundance of sex theaters, sex shops, and clubs and bars where nudity is on full display. Now, let me pause right there. I've seen so much misinformation about this, so I really gotta read this one out loud, because a lot of people are saying that Lizzo forced them to put things inside them when in actuality the things were inside the specific dancers. The main event of the night was a club called Banana and Bar, where patrons are allowed to interact with completely nude performers. When plaintiffs expressed misgivings about the plans for the night, Chanta stated that it was too late to back out because she had already sent Lizzo the head count for the evening. Again, feeling the looming pressure of job security should plaintiffs abstain from attending, plaintiffs reluctantly went along for the evening. While at the Banana Bar, things quickly got out of hand. Lizzo began inviting cast members to take turns touching the nude performers, catching dildos launched from the performers' V's and eating bananas protruding from the performers' V's. Lizzo then turned her attention to Miss Davis and began pressuring Miss Davis to touch the chest of one of the nude women performing at the club. Lizzo began leading a chant, goading Miss Davis. Miss Davis said 3 times loud enough for all to hear, "I'm good," expressing her desire to not touch the performer. The chant grew louder and more strident, demanding a visibly uncomfortable Miss Davis to engage with the performer. Miss Davis reiterated her discomfort, stating, "I'd rather not because I'm cool here in the corner." Finally, the chorus became overwhelming, and a mortified Miss Davis, I don't know that word. They ain't sent me to college to learn that one. In an attempt to bring an end to the chants. And the last one I just read was number 35. So I think that's enough for the lawsuits. This is just a snip. I'm only on page 14, guys. I'm only on page 14. From what I understand, 2 of the women, I believe, were fired. One of them quit, and to which when one of them literally quit, Lizzo was out here balling her fist at her like, "Yo, you lucky I ain't hit you." Unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable behavior. Okay? I personally don't understand why in the hell Lizzo thinks she could act like this to people and get away with it. If all this is true, it means that she is literally 1,000% a liar and a hypocrite. Because this is completely against what she stands for, completely against what she preaches against. Okay, and it's just mind-boggling. Like, I was reading some of this earlier and I was like, literally, again, I urge you guys to go and read it.
Okay, just skim through and read it. She's pressured her security team to even participate in the debauchery, you know? So it's like, it's not even just her dancers, it's her team, and they accept it, you know? And this lawsuit, whether it goes through or she settles or, you know, goes to trial, whatever, it's gonna show, and it's gonna prove how badly people treat their teams. It's gonna be very, very interesting to see how this pans out, because for the most part, there have been a lot of injustices done to a lot of people in the music industry, from the artists themselves, especially women, to dancers, to people that we don't even think about, even managers. Okay, a lot of us like to think of managers as just the money hungry manager that signs these artists into horrible contracts, but a lot of managers who are good managers are also mistreated in the industry. Okay, to security that are keeping these artists safe. Like, there's so many people in these industries, okay, not even just the music industry, the entertainment industry as a whole, who are treated like garbage.
As this was my first professional job, I was told by the dance captain and, you know, thing in the dance industry that you have to, you know, shut up and, you know, take whatever you get and just be grateful for whatever crumbs you get. Were we pressured to do an excruciatingly long rehearsal that turned into a re-audition for the job that we already booked because apparently we weren't doing good enough? Yes, that is true. During that excruciatingly long re-audition process, was I under the impression that if I left the stage, I would be fired? Yes. Did I, unfortunately, go to the bathroom on myself on one stage because I was so terrified? Yes. In a court of law, I don't know, I'm not a lawyer, I don't know anything, but I know that if you ask someone to tell the truth, these things will come out of her mouth. If you have to say yes or no to these questions, she has to say yes because they are true. There was multiple witnesses, and I don't appreciate the discredit of our feelings and our experiences and our traumas.
Now, I know a lot of you guys are trying to understand, like, what is the big deal? Why has this blown up so big? Why is it when white men do these things, when white people do these things, it's not that big of a deal? It doesn't make that big news like this has. Is it because Lizzo is black? Is it because she is a heavier set woman? Is it because she stands up to bigotry? To be honest, I feel like that has a lot to do with this, and I feel like the judge, the court, public opinion, okay, the court of public opinion is going to make a bigger example out of her than anything. I'm not even gonna lie. But I also feel like it has a lot to do with the fact that she stands against every single thing that she is being sued for. You can't be someone that stands against body shaming. You can't be someone that stands against people making fun of others and mistreating others, and then you're being accused of mistreating people that you work with. People that basically make your performances. People who are standing by you and who look up to you.
It started off so great. We already had a preconceived love for her because of everything that she stands for.
Ariana Davis stated, quote, "It's been so amazing and such a beautiful journey. I look up to her so much. I just want to follow in her footsteps, and I just want to share that with the Queen Lizzo herself," end quote. Now, singer goes on to say, "These do not sound like the words of someone who was harassed or discriminated against," and he says that they are confident that Lizzo will be completely vindicated in this matter.
They say they had an experience that they did not expect. They thought this was going to be a safe environment, and an environment that was going to be different from what they might have experienced elsewhere, because this was a woman that stands for body positivity. I think that they want to change the environment for dancers. You know, there's not a lot of conversation about what life is like for dancers, and this is a world where if you miss a step today, there are 12,000 other women outside the door that would happily take your place, and that feels very intimidating, I think, to them, and they want to change that environment and change that narrative.
Because it's interesting, because these women said that they looked up to Lizzo. They were looking forward to working with her. I believe some of these girls were saying that this was like their first gig and they were treated poorly. So it's like, it's just disheartening to see. And one of the accusations I forgot to mention was that she was body shaming. That's why a lot of people really tuning into this case, because one of the main accusations was body shaming her dancers. Like, literally, one of the dancers came in and apparently she was fluffier, okay? Like, she was a little heavier than usual, and they were like, "Oh, why do you look a little bigger? Like, what's wrong?"
They would always ask, like, "You seem different, like, what's wrong?" Like, my demeanor was the same, my energy was the same, my dance ability was the same. It was the first time I had showed up noticeably having gained weight, and she said that she was worried about me. I can only contribute that to my weight gain. I know it's alarming to hear that Lizzo, a plus-size woman who preaches body positivity, would be fatphobic, essentially, but I want to challenge people to understand hurt people hurt people.
And I'm not gonna lie, in the dance industry, that's a common thing. That's a very common thing where like you gain a couple pounds and they'll be like, what's wrong with you? Why do you look fatter? Did you gain some weight? You can't be gaining weight as a dancer. And that shit's crazy because with all due respect, y'all all big. So I don't know how the fuck you gonna be talking about something you look big. Like how the fuck, like you can't be fat calling somebody fat, sweetheart. Like that shit don't make no sense. Especially like, I don't do that. Like personally, as a dancer, as a choreographer, I would never. Just like there's a lot of dancers like that feel like they gotta touch other dancers in order to correct their arms and their feet. Like why? Just why? Like I do other methods of teaching. I don't feel like I have to put hands on people. Guys, let me adjust this. I hate the fact that my head's cut off. Oh, I could just move in. Do you guys feel like I'm up close and personal? Yeah. Okay. Anyways, so it's just really crazy, and I feel like it is going to pull a lot of things to the forefront in terms of how people really get treated and how a lot of people are afraid to speak up. I know it's going to prompt a lot of other people to speak up as well because child, shit's gonna start hitting the fan. I'm surprised a lot of them haven't started speaking up, but there have been people who have spoke in defense of Lizzo and people that have come up and kind of backed up the dancers. So of course we have a director named Sophia Nali Allison who was on set for Lizzo's documentary that said that she was treated so badly that she left after like 2 weeks. I'm just saying right now, if you ever develop the reputation of being hard to work with in Hollywood, it doesn't end out good for you. So for her to leave that soon after working with Lizzo, it just doesn't look good. And after all of this was coming out, she came out and was like, listen, I worked with her. It was not a good experience. I feel for these girls, you know, big ups to them for coming out and telling their story because I know it's not easy. And this is specifically what she said on August 2nd. In 2019, I traveled a bit with Lizzo to be the director of her documentary. I walked away after about 2 weeks. I was treated with such disrespect by her. I witnessed how arrogant, self-centered, and unkind she is. For clarification, I'm not a part of the lawsuit, but this was very much my experience in my time there. And then one of Lizzo's former dancers, Courtney Hollandquest, wrote, big shout out to the dancers who had the courage to bring this to light. It's just not looking good for Lizzo, bro. It's just not looking good. Now we have artist Grimace. What the fuck is that? Now I know you guys are probably watching this video like, Ivana, who do you listen to? None of these motherfuckers. I have no idea who the fuck that is. Who is Grimace? This person right here, Grimes. I don't know what that is. I don't know who that is. I was so confused, but she is so pretty. I was like, wow. Well, she looked pretty with the makeup and the like persona going. Like I was like, oh, okay. She came to Lizzo's defense and she said, and actually this was yesterday. I'm filming this today on Monday. I don't know if this is coming out today or Tuesday, but she said specifically, I love Lizzo. Not saying I don't believe people when bad things happen, but I had dancers mistreated on my watch in ways I didn't find out about until way later. Meda shit is bad. I don't know what the fuck is that? I don't know. But loyalty matters to me. Lizzo was kind to me and others for a decade before she was cool. And she checked in on me when no one cared. I've only ever seen exemplary behavior from her, especially when no one was hating on me and she was on top of the world. There was no reason for her to check in besides to be a good person. Just my 2 cents. Respectfully, girl. Nobody asked for your 2 cents. I understand that everyone's allowed to have their opinions and allowed to defend their friends and stuff like that, but like, that's a really horrible take. Like, I understand like she was nice to you and she defended you and you want to be loyal, but be loyal to her face, in her phone, to her. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, Mademoiselle, bruh. Like, just like, shit. Like, what are you talking about? I don't know why people, like, I'm sure there's plenty of celebrities that are supporting her with phone calls and emails and text messages and flowers and chocolate. But you don't do that publicly. Because at the end of the day, God forbid, it is shown and some proof comes out and now you look like a jackass and now people are gonna drag your dumb ass. It just doesn't make sense. Like, there's certain things you just don't do publicly, and that's one of them. Shut your mouth, shut your trap. Now, of course, there's that whole conversation of, why didn't they speak up sooner? Why now? This has to be for a cash grab. They must want Lizzo's money. How is it that you quit a job and now you want to sue? Well, first things first, you sue when you quit a job. You don't sue while you're at the job. Second of all, power dynamics. We all know, I mean, we all should know that when you're working a job and clearly you're the employee and then you have an employer, they're clearly above you and they're ahead of you in some way, shape, or form. perform. You do not want to go above and against your employer because you're going to look extremely bad. You're not going to win that battle. They have the biggest thing over your head, which is your pay. If you speak to them any type of way, you look at them any type of way, you try to do anything to them in any type of way, they can literally be like, you ain't getting paid, I'm gonna write you up, or worst case scenario, you're fired. So most people are not going to take it there with their employers. So you are more than likely going to report anything that you don't like or sue them or whatever when you get out of there. Of course, the next one is fear, okay? I hate to break it to you, but a lot of us are mentally ill. A lot of us have problems with anxiety, standing up for ourselves and stuff like that. Personally, I've grown out of it, but a lot of people have not. A lot of people are genuinely terrified to even ask for directions. That's me. Yes, I have a real problem with asking for directions. I have a real problem with asking for help, even if it's the simplest shit. But a lot of people have genuine issues with standing up for themselves in the workplace. A lot of people have genuine issues with standing up for themselves when people are mean to them or people are trying to force them into horrible sexual acts, such as what Lizzo was trying to tell them to do. And I know a lot of us were probably reading the lawsuit or heard what Lizzo did and was like, what? I would have been out. She ain't about to force me to touch no nude strippers' breasts and da da. But easier said than done. We don't know what we would have done in that situation. Again, you know, being a dancer is a very hard thing. It's one of those passions where like you more than likely may not be able to do it for a lifetime or turn it into money. And when you do get to turn it into money, it's something that you do want to keep for as long as possible. Of course, you have being blackballed. All right. Now, there's some people that they are able to stand up for themselves. They are able to put their 10 cents in. Okay. They will rip you a new one. They will literally tell you about yourself and then some. But with that comes consequences. You will not be able to get another job. You will not be able to work in that industry anymore. You will not get another gig. You will not get another opportunity to work in that field again. It happens to so many people. I actually know people who have been blackballed, whether it's in Hollywood, the entertainment industry, the journalist field, or any other field. If you stand up for yourself in certain circumstances, you literally can be blackballed, which means nobody in a specific field or a specific industry will touch you. Like, they will not work with you. They will not pick up your phone calls. They will not look at your resume. They won't fuck with you, specifically because you chose to stand up for yourself. Okay, so that's why when a lot of people are like, oh, I would have this, I would have that, especially in the entertainment industry, you probably wouldn't. That's why you see a lot of people fetching coffee for like 6 years, because they don't want to be blackballed. Okay, a lot of them are willing to do whatever it is that they gotta do. They'll do whatever it is that it takes. They'll be somebody's bitch for however long, so long as it gets them wherever it is that they need to be. Personally, could never be me. Can we just talk about the fact that these are heavier set women of color? These are black women. These are Latina women. These are women of different origins. Where the fuck do you think they're hiring bigger women of other ethnicities and races who are dancers? I don't see that, okay? Even me, I'm not huge, but I'm not small. I am literally very much so not a dancer physique. I'm way too short and I'm way too stocky. So it's like, if you get hired for a dance job and you're not that specific dancer type, more than likely, if you get a job, you want to keep that fucking job. Okay, unless you're a dance teacher or a dance instructor, like, it's a little bit different because you're just teaching people how to dance. It's not really as cutthroat. But if you're like a dancer on set, if you're a dancer in a show, if you're a dancer for a performer, something like that, oh God, you're gonna hold on to that shit for dear life, especially if you fall into that 1X range. Okay, if you fall into that plus size category, you are going to hold on to any opportunity that you can get, because they're not looking for plus size girls to dance. Maybe now, because Lizzo kind of broke a little barrier, but where? Barely. Okay, because as you can see now, every 2 seconds they talk about Lizzo. Oh, did you see Lizzo? She getting sued for being a hypocrite. Ooh, Lizzo, she's such a bitch. Lizzo barely broke a barrier. You only see big girls dancing on stage with Lizzo. I've heard Beyonce did it. Again, I don't pay attention to these motherfuckers, but I heard she did it. But again, it's now 2023 and we're now starting to see it. It's not something people are looking for. Okay, it's not a gig that's presently searched, presently sought after. Then you got retaliation, okay? Let me just say straight up, y'all motherfuckers is mean, okay? A lot of y'all fan bases, y'all crazy as fuck. From the Rihanna Navy to the Beehive. What the fuck does Lizzo call her fans? I don't fucking know. All of y'all are crazy. Nobody wants to come out saying, this person mistreated me, this person abused me, this person treated me like shit, and then have a whole slew of hate comments coming at them from the fan base of the person that they worked with. Nah, it's just not happening. Okay, it's just not. Like, that shit is very intimidating. It's worse to be a victim, but it's even worse to be a victim of someone that has so much power, and even worse to be a victim of someone that has so much power and then has a fan base on top of it. Okay, like that shit, oh no. Okay, you will be getting hate comments for years. Okay, possibly a lifetime depending on who it is. So it's just like, yeah, it's better to keep your mouth shut. Okay, because some people's fan bases are crazy. They will threaten you, they will dox you, they will pull up to your house. All right, so sometimes it's just not worth the trouble. A lot of people don't want to deal with that. A lot of people are not strong enough to deal with that type of shit. So to be honest, I don't know why people keep asking that question. Okay, well, why didn't they speak up sooner? Would you? Like, be fucking for real. Would you? And then you have the, well, okay, well, at least, why didn't they quit sooner? To be honest, a lot of them didn't really last that long from what I could see. They stayed to have stayed as long as they could, in my opinion. And when they were fired and or quit, they were like, you know what, fuck it. You know, it is what it is. Like, we're gonna stand up for what it is that we believe. We believe that we were mistreated, and now we're gonna go for what we deserve. We deserve compensation for how we were mistreated. And personally, I feel like more people need to do this. Like, you should not be out here getting mistreated at a job and not be seeking compensation for it. Fuck that. Aside from all the things that I just listed in regards to why they didn't say anything, they probably didn't quit sooner specifically because they couldn't find the right lawyer. They probably couldn't find a different job or a different opportunity that was gonna fund their life, because, you know, you still have to eat, you still have to pay bills. They probably didn't even recognize what was really going on, because sometimes you really have to process what's going on to you. Of course, they probably really needed the job. I don't understand why a lot of people just can't put themselves in these women's situation. Like, this is, again, a once in a lifetime opportunity. Okay, you're dancing as a plus size girl on a national stage. Sis, that's hard to give up, okay? And I'm pretty sure it was hard for them to be fired, quit, whatever the case may be. So that's something you gotta really think about as well. So personally, I think this shit is a lot. And I will definitely be following this to see what the fuck happens, because child, Now, of course, Lizzo did respond to this. And to be honest, she should just shut the hell up. Like everybody else that responds to shit like this. I personally don't understand why people can't learn to just, when things like this happen, but here it goes.
Lizzo called the allegations false and outrageous. These sensationalized stories are coming from former employees who have already publicly admitted that they were told their behavior on tour was inappropriate and unprofessional. I know what it feels like to be body shamed on a daily basis and would absolutely never criticize or terminate an employee because of their weight. How do you guys respond to that?
This post felt like a punch.
I'm honestly mind blown at the hypocrisy just of everything that you stand for. You're contradicting right before our very eyes.
I don't have any malintentions towards you, and I know you don't believe me, but I'm telling the truth even now. I just want you to learn from this. If you were me, what would you have said? What would you have done? What would you have felt?
These last few days have been gut-wrenchingly difficult and overwhelmingly disappointing. My work ethic, morals, and respectfulness have been questioned. My character has been criticized. Usually, I choose not to respond to false allegations, but these are as unbelievable as they sound and too outrageous not to be addressed. Let me stop. I'm so dramatic. These sensationalized stories are coming from former employees who have already publicly admitted that they were told their behavior on tour was inappropriate and unprofessional. Didn't you tell them to act like that though? Hold the fuck up. As an artist, I've always been very passionate about what I do. I take my music and performances seriously because at the end of the day, I only want to put out the best art that represents me and my fans. With passion comes hard work and high standards. Sometimes I have to make hard decisions, but it's never my intention to make anyone feel uncomfortable or like they aren't valued as an important part of the team. I am not here to be looked at as a victim, but I also know that I'm not a villain that people in the media have portrayed me to be these last few days. I'm very open with my sexuality and expressing myself, but I cannot accept or allow people to use that openness to make me out to be something I'm not. There is nothing I take more seriously than the respect we deserve as women in the world. I know what it feels like to be body shamed on a daily basis, and we would absolutely never criticize or terminate an employee because of their weight. I am hurt. And I will not let the good work I've done in the world be overshadowed by this. I want to thank everyone who has reached out in support to lift me up during this difficult time. Don't ask me why I read it like that. Honestly, the people are not buying it, honey. The people are like, what the fuck is this? Girl, that's what a narcissist would say. Not buying it. That's what you gotta say. No. And honestly, in my opinion, I think we have to wait and see. I genuinely think that Lizzo is coming off like one of those people that has been hurt, and hurt people. She has come into power from being who she is, and she probably is one of those girls that was treated poorly, and now she has some power, and she has the ability to treat other people the way she's been treated. So now she don't know what to do with that power. And to be quite honest with you, I think that's what's going on here. It's a power dynamic that she is exploiting. Point blank, period. I personally don't think that she should be responding to this in that manner. Like, she has the right to defend herself, but that wasn't it. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like anything she would have said would have been bad, to be honest with you. So, I mean, it's good that she put out a statement, but it's like, yikes. Like, Lizzo, like, that's what you had to say? Like, you're being accused of this, and I mean, I guess that's the best we can do, right? Like, of course she's not gonna say, yeah, and I made y'all touch them strippers' boobs. Like, I mean, I will say, to play devil's advocate, maybe they are lying, but I doubt it. I will say I stand with the victims on this. I don't believe they're lying. I think it's true. Specifically, watching them on their Good Morning America interview really put things into perspective. Seeing it on paper was different than seeing it in real life. And I really hope that they do get justice, and I really hope that they don't get abused like this again. Cause, child. And I really hope that this brings justice for the dancers that have been silent, because this is not the first time. I believe Cher had a lawsuit like this. I think Britney Spears had one like this as well. Don't quote me on it. So this is something that is going to probably become this is something that is an ongoing issue. So with that being said, make sure you guys comment down below. What do you guys think about this overall situation? What do you guys think is gonna come of this? And most importantly, do you guys think Lizzo really did this? Because I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions down below. With that being said, make sure you guys check out Dossier. Everything you need is going to be linked down below. Please support the channel, and of course, please support the Patreon. Again, everything's gonna be linked down below. You have early access, dedicated uploads, so much more. I love you guys so very much, and I'm gonna see y'all next time. Bye.